A small aircraft with registration number 5NCCQ belonging to Airfirst Hospitality and Tour Limited crashed on Tuesday at Oba Akran area of Lagos. The two persons on board survived with life-threatening injuries. Correspondent Ayomidia Jegbe reports.
On a busy Tuesday afternoon, when business is at its peak, the Lagosians are negotiating their way back home through the surging traffic, the unexpected happens. A helicopter crash right in front of a Generation Bank in Oba Akran way, Ikeja. And it would have been more disastrous if not for the bravery of some youth in the community who served as first responders.
Did all their best before the firefighter and the police and other people came in. You understand? They are the one that quenched the fire. They are the one that rescued the victim.
Earlier, the survivors of the crash were taken to the hospital for treatment by the combined team of NEMA, NASEMA, and the Nigerian police. And at the time of filing this report, their condition is stable, though life-threatening.
The moment we had it, we were able to immediately deploy police to secure the scene and coordinate with the first responders and the emergency rescue teams to promptly evacuate the two victims to the hospital. As at the time of the incident, no fatalities on the scene. But we've evacuated them to the hospital with the support of the first responders and the medical team.
Beauty of all this, that the incident occurred on the right of way of the gas pipeline. Based on our effective and efficient response, we did not record any form of casualty on the ground.
The governor came briefly to assess the level of damage done while urging disaster agencies to clear up the area as soon as possible.
It would have been an hazard, of course, if the helicopters landed straight into this bank, because this crash happened right in front of the bank and sandwiched between the bank and the filling station here. That would have been a double jeopardy. And of course, we are hoping that there will be much more consciousness for safety, as we do not know right now the exact cause of this crash. Ayomidia Jegbe, TVC News, Lagos.
Hello and thanks for joining us on TVC News this hour. We'll begin with the nationwide protests embarked on by the Nigeria Labour Congress and other labor unions. Despite several appeals by government and concerned individuals, organized labor made good its threat. Labor unions are currently at the National Assembly seeking audience of the lawmakers. The protest earlier began at the Unity Fountain, where NLC President Joe Ajaero stated that the rally is part of the NLC's commitment to ensure there is unity within all labor unions with regard to their request from government. He also stated that they will continue to fight for the rights of Nigerians, especially to kick against the recent hike in price of petrol. In Kaduna State, heavy security presence can be seen in the state capital as members of the NLC joined their counterparts in protest over the hike in petrol price. Additional security personnel have also been deployed to potential hotspots to ensure a peaceful demonstration while protecting lives and property. The NLC members insist the protest is their powerful means of expressing their collective resolve to bring attention to urgent matters. Here in Lagos, workers have joined the protest by NLC as they started their walk from Ikeja heading to the governor's office in Alausa. The protest comes less than 48 hours after President Bola Tinubu addressed the country to roll out some relief packages for the citizens. According to labor leaders, they want more worker-friendly policies by the government. They're also demanding a reversal of all anti-poor policies, including recent price hikes of essential commodities like petrol. TVC News senior correspondent Sharon Ijason monitored the protest here in Lagos and joins us on the news for update. Sharon, where exactly are you and how is organized labor conducting this protest?
Right here at the Lagos State House of Assembly, where the Deputy Governor of Lagos State just received the Charter of Demands by the Nigerian Labour Congress, who was represented by the Deputy President of Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Adewale Adeyonju. The turnout of protesters today was massive, but with the help of the Nigerian police force, we can say that it was a peaceful protest. Today has been intense. We've seen workers with different energy, but at the end of the day, their demands are the same. They are demanding for a reversal of the fuel subsidy removal. They are also requesting that if the fuel subsidy removal has to stay, that there must be palliative put in place to cushion the effect on Nigerian workers. For workers in the Lagos State government that work with the Lagos State government, they actually accepted the fact that the Lagos State government has actually reduced the the cost of transportation in the state, but they are also demanding that some level of cash should be paid into their account to cushion the effect of the removal of fuel subsidy. And this is also to remind us of the federal government's intervention. Less than 48 hours ago, the federal government, the president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, also made announcement of palliative worth more than 500 billion naira, which will be given to the masses. It's going to be distributed between small-scale businesses and also to be distributed to farmers across the country. As we can see here right now, we can see that people are dispersing. We have members of the Nigerian police force actually moving back to their various bases as the protest has officially ended here in Lagos State.
All right, so what is the next plan of action for organized labor? Is this just a one-off protest, or are they seeking to continue staying off work in the days ahead?
No, it's just a one-day protest. However, conversation would continue moving forward. There are lots of committees in place to talk about palliatives for the Nigerian workers. And they believe that this conversation that has been going on for about a month should be hastened so that Nigerians will be able to plan better on how they will continue their daily activities.
All right. Now that the Charter of Demand, has been submitted to the Deputy Governor, as you mentioned earlier, what reassurances did they give to the protesters?
The Deputy Governor of Lagos State assured that the Charter of Demands will definitely be delivered to the Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for onward transmission to the President of Nigeria. He also acknowledged the fact that negotiation is still ongoing, and for many Nigerian workers, they hope that portfolios will be given out to the ministerial nominees in good time so that robust conversation can take place. Because for a robust conversation to take place, you need the Minister of Labour, you need the Ministry of Labour, you also need the organized private sector and also the workers themselves to ensure that whatever agreement that is reached will be holistic and everybody will be carried along.
All right, and finally, Sharon, how did that protest impact traffic on that axis?
Well, because the Nigerian police force was actually on ground, we had lots of men on ground to ensure that there is orderliness in the state. The only axis that experienced a little bit of traffic will be Alausa connecting to Allen roundabout, and it was orderly. The Nigerian police force were on ground. Men of the RRS Rapid Response Squad were on ground to ensure that there is orderliness, that the workers comported themselves well, and also the motorists also knew what was happening, and they actually had patience and they followed instructions from the Nigerian police force. So in total, it was peaceful. Right now, as we speak, there is free flow of traffic. Most of the effect of the protest earlier on in the day has eased off.
Our senior correspondent Sharon Ijason for us there in Abuja, in Lagos rather. Thank you very much, Sharon, for that update.